Hey there guys, Balilly here and welcome to my new Football Manager 2023 series which I'm calling One Team Legend. Now let me just briefly explain what One Team Legend is. It's pretty straightforward. You're going to pick a team in the English 6th tier, take them up to the Premiership and try and win the Champions League with them. That's the end goal. The end goal is to go from tier 6 to winning the Champions League. It's going to probably be a long save, it's not easy. It's pretty much just brute forcing it through and sticking with the club. The problem is going to be we're not allowed to switch clubs. So if we're fired, end of save. I'm hoping that's not that big an issue as things go forward, but you never know what's going to happen. That's going to be the biggest issue I'm going to face, I think, especially in the early game where we're still getting things sorted, because I'm going to start with, as a Sunday League footballer, no qualifications. So the players are really not going to like me that much. I'm not going to have a lot of trust with the board. It's all about results. So the first season is probably going to be the hardest. Maybe our first season in the division above might be pretty hard too, because it's kind of a big jump. And yeah, we'll see how we handle that. But that's the save. I don't think we need to really go through too much else. I think we should just get into it. Okay, so first things first, I want to show people how I'm setting up the save. We're going to have pretty much everything on view only, and the goal will be to sort of move some of these into playable as we move up the leagues, so that we can start developing, having proper players develop at these other countries and these other leagues, just so we have a more broad player base and more realistic sort of like Champions League teams and what have you. We don't want to leave them view only. But whilst we're in the lower divisions, it really doesn't matter. Once we get to probably League 1, I'm going to move the English leagues to League 2 and above playable, because I don't think we need the conference at that point. So that's the plan. We'll see how it goes. For now, it's going to look like this for a while. In our custom database, all I've done is I've put players of nationality English. I've just loaded them all. So I think that will help us, especially when we're in the lower leagues, just get these English players in. It gives us more players to work with, and prevent use of in-game editor in case anybody, worries about that. No, I'm not going to be using the in-game editor. I don't see the point. And here we are. This is how we're going to set it up. So I just wanted to show you this screen, and I'll bring you back once we get into, once the database is set up, or into the main screen. Okay, so here we are on the main screen. Just to clear things up about what's going to happen in this episode, we're not going to play any competitive games. We are going to get into our transfer window, so we're going to set up tactics, we're going to do staff, we're going to go through the club and just get used to the club. Let's have a look through some of the players. This is kind of going to be an episode 0. I might even call it episode 0, I'm not decided yet, but you'll know as you're watching this video. I think that way, the plan is I'm going to release this video on Tuesday, and the first episode where we have, actual league games, that will be on the Wednesday, and then from then onwards it'll be Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday. That's going to be the schedule of releases for the series. So for now, this one will be on Tuesday, and this one will probably just have, we'll look through the club and see what's going on. So as we're going through, everyone's going to be on their last year of the contract. Haven't set up that yet. So we looks like we've got 13% of our fans are hardcore. Interesting. 23% family, 32% core. Not many corporate fans. I guess that's fine. I don't really know what any of this really means in terms of gameplay, but it is nice to see. 979 followers on social media. Let's have a quick look here. What they wanting. Work within wage budget, grow the club's reputation, sign players under the age of 23. All seems fine. I'm not even going to negotiate. Pre-season preparation, that's fine. No injuries. Cool. Let's have a look at our squad. So this is a squad view I use. This might change over the season. I've not played a lot of games right now. I had a few in the beta and then decided to stop because I wanted to do my main save, which is this one. So it looks like Aaron Call is our top player. So we're going to be relying on him quite a bit. He's also only on 250 a week. We've got players down. Let's have a look at our under 21s. Because I think we want to just move these out of our under 21s. Put them up into the main squad just so we see who we've got. Got any under 18s? Nope. Right. That's an issue, isn't it? 375 a week, 2-star current rating. I mean, right winger. Good determination. Okay pace. Inside forward. I mean, the potential suggests that we could develop that player, but we're not going to be doing developing at this level. We don't have the staff, we don't have the facilities. There is no point. There is no point getting players that will develop like that. You know, obviously, if we're tasked with, if we've got 2 3-star ability players and one's 5-star potential and one's 3-star or 3.5-star, we're going to keep the 5-star potential because there will be some development as they're playing first team football. But you know, when we're looking at somebody like this, who's our top earner by quite a long way, you know, especially at this level, we're just looking to get rid of him, man. Unfortunately, I think somebody like Manny Williams is going to go. He probably doesn't have a spot. We need the wages. We're not doing well. We've not got a lot of wages. We could maybe bring in 2 or 3 players. So getting rid of players like this will definitely open up, allow us to get in a couple more. I imagine the average wage you're going to be bringing in is probably going to be £300 per week. So that's our goal, to go through and you know, replace some of these players with some better players, I suppose. The squad doesn't look terrible right now. We'll see what they look like in tactics. So let me just go through here and I'll place in our best players in each position and see what we've got left. I'm not going to show you that whole process, so I'm just going to do it quickly and then come back when it's all done. Okay, so this looks like our best team. The problem I noticed straight away was we don't really have any wingers. We've got no wingers on the bench. Matt Lench over here, he's pretty slow. He's more of a centre mid, really. He can play in centre mid, centre attacking mid, and on the wings. But he's quite slow. He's not really the player you want on the wings. I think I'd prefer him on the bench, really. So I think the idea would be to put Lench on the bench, because first of all, it rhymes, so therefore it must be true. We all know that's true. So we're going to put Lench on the bench, and he can then cover in centre mid as well as on the wings. And we need an attacking midfielder. In fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put Lench on the bench. So we need a left winger. So that's, yeah, we need a left winger. Forster over here is 2.5 stars and is our only goalkeeper at the club. In fact, I'm going to remove him from this position. We need a first team goalkeeper. So that's the other thing we need. And then Dandy over here is 2.5 stars, centre back, and not very impressive really. I think we need a stronger centre back. I think I'm going to actually do that. I'm going to put Dandy on the bench and take Bird out. So I think then we can upgrade. We can see clearly now we want to upgrade our centre back, our goalkeeper, and our left winger. And Harris is fine, but we'll see. If a striker is available, if a really good striker is available, we're probably going to go for it. You know, we're going to look to try and get the best players in all positions anyway. But our main ones are, we definitely want a centre back, we definitely want a left winger, we definitely want a goalkeeper of probably 3.5 star quality at least. That would be the goal. So we'll see if we can do that. I also removed some instructions and I changed some of these positions around. So like, I moved that to centre mid support instead of, I think it was a Caralello. Is that what they're called? Caralello? this is a deep line playmaker. I've moved it to a ball-winning midfielder. I moved this to a winger because Goddard's best as a winger. That's really all. I moved the centre-backs to centre defenders, defend, and the goalkeeper is not going to be a sweeper keeper because I hate sweeper keepers in the game. At least from the beta, that was my experience. But I just think, especially in the lower divisions, you don't want a sweeper keeper. It's inviting problems. You just want a goalkeeper. Sweeper keepers are far too fancy for this level. So anyway, I think this is what I'm happy with. That's what we're looking for. I think that works. Let me show you my stats. That'll be a good thing to show you. I'll show you my attributes as a manager. So they are extremely bad, but that's part of the save. So the reason we chose Slough Town, I don't think I explained why we chose Slough Town. The reason we chose Slough Town is because, first of all, they're in Tier 6, like we said we were looking for, but I am actually born in Slough, so I don't live in Slough anymore. I'm one of the lucky ones that escaped, but I think it's quite nice to play my home team. And the stadium is like round the corner from where my parents live. So you can actually hear them play from my parents' house on a weekend. So it's kind of nice. So yeah, the stats are terrible. That's part of the save is, we're going to improve our stats as well and actually become useful, because right now we're not. In terms of staff, I haven't messed about with them yet, but we're going to be getting in some scouts because I had a look at this guy and he's a terrible scout. So we're going to go through scouts. So for staff, just so you're aware, because some people do this differently, I will be using staff search for staff, but for scouts, I'm going to be using the recruitment. I'm going to be relying on my scouts, the star ratings they give to players. I'm not going to be doing player searches and looking for certain stats and stuff like that. I'm just going to be sending them off like, please find me some centre-backs. I need some centre-backs, and having a look through the ones that they bring back and going for like the top star ratings and seeing which ones I can afford, basically. So that's how I'm going to work that. In terms of media prediction, we're predicted to come 22nd at 50-1. So they do not rate us. The media don't like us. We'll see if that... Well, let's hope we don't finish 22nd, because we would be out, I believe. Yeah, we need to come at least 20th. I think we'll do better than 22nd. I wouldn't worry about that too much. What else do we need to go through? We've got no transfers done yet. So let's look through our scheduling. Alright, let me just fix this quickly, because I do not like the transfers that the staff the friendlies that our staff put in. Right, there we are. Got some big games in here. Ipswich, Wickham, Portsmouth, MK Dons. That should bring us in about 30k, I think it was. And then some home games against Langley, Windsor and Uxbridge. Which are just all nearby teams. Should win those easily. And I think the nearby games, you pay like a couple of hundred each team. And I think we're bringing in a couple of grand combined from those games, something like that. I can't remember. Actually, let's just have a quick look. If we went to here, went nearby team, I don't know. Well, actually not Staines. It was like, yeah. So there's Langley. Okay, so it's a bit more than I thought. So you're spending like 100 and something. You're getting in 2.5 grand or something. So yeah, that's like another, let's say, something like 9 grand or 8 grand or something from these three. So it's a nice little bit of balance for our club. Because you can see we've only got 55 grand. So, if you're looking at that approaching 40 grand from those games, well, let's say 35 grand, that's huge. That's a lot compared to our balance. So I feel like that's worth doing, because the financials of the club are very important for a one-team legend save, because we're going to be sticking with this club. So we do not want to get our club going into the red. And in the lower leagues, it's quite hard. It's quite hard to maintain that the balance at the club. So we might even try and stick some friendlies in throughout the season. We'll see. I'm not sure about that yet. It's not something I usually do. But it might help to just push the balance up a little bit, because the higher this balance goes, that's how we can start getting our training facilities going up, moving professionals, stuff like that. So it's kind of important to keep that going up. It will help us out a lot in the long term. So we've got all of that stuff sorted. I'm going to do the staff off screen because nobody wants me to watch me go through all the staff. So yeah, I'm going to set up the scouting. I mean, we don't have the scouts in yet, but I'll show you what I'm going to do. You know, I'm going to so goalkeeper was what I was looking for. So I'm going to go free, transfer, top priority, further details, contract status, unattached. And that's going to look for all the free transfer goalkeepers and start scouting them. And I always use top priority when I need them, and then once I've got most of the transfer sorted, I'll move this onto ongoing, and sort of any position from tactic, ongoing, look for free star. I don't bother going for ages. I know that we're supposed to look for young players, but once I have once I get all of the results back, if I see a 23-year-old and a 27-year-old, I can make that decision myself. I don't want to exclude the 27-year-old, because what if the 23-year-old wanted too much for wages or wasn't interested in coming? Then I don't have anybody else. Whereas at least if I have the 23-year-old and the 27-year-old, then I can make that decision myself. I have options. You know, I'm not going to limit myself from the scout results. You can if you want to. If you're going to be strict with the only signing 23 and under, you can always change that. But I'm going to try and prioritize young players, but I'm not going to do that at the detriment of the transfers. You know, I need players because we've got quite a small squad is the problem. A couple of injuries and we're kind of, you know, we're not in a good place. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly, you can terminate contract. I don't want you. And are you? Yeah, you're available for loan. I'm going to change that. Same for you. Loan. Nope. And transfer, offer to clubs. Transfer this. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, let's get rid of them. So yeah, let me quickly go through staff. I'll get in some scouts. What I'm going to do is we'll go through all of these friendlies, and so the next episode, we're going to end this episode here. I don't know how long this episode is. I'm hoping it's not that long, but I do ramble on sometimes. The next episode, we are going to have come back just before this game against Havant and Waterloo, and I'm going to go through the friendly results. I'm going to go through our transfers, and then we're going to play the first 2 games of the season. One thing I'm going to show you, because I haven't, is the history of the club. So you can see we've only been in this league for 4 seasons. And prior to that, this is the highest we've been. You know, the Vanarama South is the highest Slough Town has been. We were in Tier 7 for a long time and Tier 8 for quite a long time as well. So this is, you know, this is high for us. So just so you know, we've only got 2 Ryman League Premier Divisions, which... yeah, we haven't got a lot of honours in the club. It'll be easy. It's actually quite nice that it's not quite none. I think there was a few seasons ago, there was like, was it Hayes and Harlington or somebody that literally had 0 trophies, so you could start with them and the whole trophy cabinet would be yours. But you know, it's only two, the same one. We'll go through and we'll see this fill up, hopefully. You know, we can see some honours start appearing and us shooting up the league. So it's quite nice that, you know, we're going to take a club that's not really been very far in the leagues and take them up. But I just wanted you to know that, you know, we're not a very well-established club. Anyway, I think we've gone through all we need to for this episode. We are going to come back in the next episode. We'll go through our transfer business and our pre-season. And hopefully we'll start the season off with some wins. That'd be nice. Anyway, if you enjoyed this and you're looking forward to the series, then please leave a like and subscribe. And if you've got anybody that you want me to look at signing at this level, please leave a comment down below because I will have a look. So this will be released on Tuesday. So for you guys, tomorrow, the first episode will be out. And that will be where we start the season. So see you then.